How's it going, everybody? Ryebread here today, and we are back with another episode of our Carolina Hurricanes franchise mode, and this is a pretty big one. I'm going to try and make some decent changes because, as you guys know, this was the end of season number 2, and we still didn't make the playoffs. I might blow it all up after year number 3, but I do like the core. I was looking at the draft board, and I did like James Gill here. He's ranked 9th by our scout. He put up a good amount of goals and assists. I mean, his strength of competition in college, C-. I'm going to just say USA East is college because, you know, it's the United States. Anyway, strength of competition of a C-, 32 goals, 63 assists. So the dude's putting up points, and he scored a good amount of goals that season. So, I mean, if you kind of translate that directly, that'd almost be like a 40 goal scorer in the NHL. He's got no weaknesses, and the reason I would like him over Pajot here is Pajot lacks size, and there's really no weaknesses with Gill, and we're pretty confident on that. As far as his skating, physical, and defense, they're not that great. His shooting is fantastic though, and I feel like if we can get another goal-scoring left winger, because we got Teuvo Teravainen and Aho, who are both going to be playmakers. We got Barzal on that first-line center, who's going to do a little bit of everything. Stone is a guy that is probably going to be gone in a few seasons. He's not going to keep producing at the same rate. And then Svechnikov's that goal scorer. So we could have 2 goal scorers there on that top line if Gill does become a top-line guy, or we could use him as a second-line goal scorer, get some little bit of depth scoring. And speaking of depth, I was looking at the depth chart. And they say we have an A+ overall offense, a C- defense, and E goaltending. So basically, I turned this team from a team with a bunch of defenders in the pipeline to a team with a very strong forward core and a not-so-great back end. And if there is the option to sign a goalie this free agency, I would really like to explore that possibility. As much as Peter Mrazek has been okay for us, nothing too tremendous, pretty average, I feel like a goalie that can maybe steal us a couple games is something that we're going to need. I know we have the franchise goalie, but Hartigan, he's already up to a 62, so he already grew a lot overall points. I know he's in the 50s when we drafted him, but he's already a 62 with medium franchise potential. I don't think he's going to be ready for another season or 2. So I would like to go after a goaltender in this one as well. We can go ahead and check out the pending free agents to see who's out there that could possibly match what I am looking for. I mean, Taylor Hall's an option to talk about goal-scoring wingers. Some pretty good defensemen out there as well. That's their current cap space. Let's go as far as goaltenders that are coming up. Holtby could be a free agent, and going after Braden Holtby would be huge for this team. If we could get Holtby to be our starting goaltender, I would be so ecstatic about that, guys. So if we take a look at our contract situation, I want to see how much we have left for extensions. Falk does need to be re-signed. We only have $9.5 million. So as far as people taking up a bunch of cap hit, Mark Stone is taking up the most cap hit, but Brassard then as well. I don't really like that Brassard contract as much anymore. Stahl's making, oh my god, Stahl is making way too much money. Stahl was playing on the 3rd or 4th line this season. He's making $6 million. I get it. He's been a Carolina Hurricane, for a pretty long time now, and he's been pretty good for him. But at this point in his career, I don't really think at 31 he should be making $6 million for another 4 years. So if I can move Stahl, I will. I will definitely move Stahl. Maybe here at the draft, see who wants him and what we could get out of him. Because that's $6 million that I should not be paying to a guy that I'm playing on the bottom 6, especially with Barzal coming in. Barzal's making less money than that. And we have Rask as our number 2 center. So, as much as I like Stahl, I never really noticed his contract was that bad. Hopefully I can get someone to take it, but we're going to go ahead and get into the draft here. I'm not going to trade up, but I am going to hop right into the trade screen because this will allow me to offer a trade and maybe see if we can get something out of Stahl, who is aging. I don't think he's going to be quite as good after this season. Stahl, there we go. That's actually a good amount of trade value, but if you guys look at this, we got Barzal, Brassard. Brassard is making $500,000 more. He's a year older. Ooh, I might just want to revamp our whole center core. I know I gave Brassard that contract just a year or so ago. I think I'll give him one more year to work it out. but the guy had 37 points this season for us. That's just pathetic. That's absolutely horrendous. At least Stahl had 27, and he got even less ice time. So both of these guys, I might want to look to get rid of both of these guys, because Rask will then be the bona fide number 2 center. I could use the 12.5 million to go after maybe somebody in free agency that could play a third line center for us, and then hopefully Waugh and Wallmark. Hopefully, if Nicholas Waugh here grows just a little bit more, he could be at that third line center, and we wouldn't even need Stahl or Brassard. So the first team that wants him is the Anaheim Ducks, Boston. Then we have the Columbus Blue Jackets. You know what? I'm gonna find a trade for him, find a home, see if I can get something to go. The LA Kings, okay. The Predators, the Devils. Do we want to get a pick out of this, or maybe we can get a prospect? We'll just start with the Sharks. Just see what they have. Not that. We want to see what they have on their block here. Skaters matching the block. Nobody really worth getting. I mean, I guess I could get a draft pick out of him, but you know what? Jesus. I'm just looking at his contract even more now. It's not great at all. Low elite center here. Actually, we don't know exactly what he is. Shoot, this is why I hate Fog of War. I play with Fog of War off. Larson here, Jacob Larson, actually, depth defender. He's 23.76. He's not going to grow all that much, and he's an expiring contract. Boston, as much as I don't want to trade in the East, 19-year-old medium top 4. Ludwig Lindholm, we're not sure if he's a defensive defenseman. He's looking like a defensive defenseman. I don't really like defensive defensemen, because I do think I want to get a prospect back. If I can't find a prospect that satisfies my needs, he's 22 already. I don't think he's going to jump that much more to make that worth it for us. Another center, he's maybe worth it. Not really, though. The only guy that I was actually thinking about would maybe be the guy from Boston, but I would probably then trade him for a pick somewhere else. Oh, nope, they don't want him. I'm just trying to give him to a team that would want him and use him. So we already checked these teams out, these few teams. I didn't mind Larson at all, but he's at 76 at 23. I don't think he's going to grow much more to be even close to a medium top 4 defenseman. He's on their third pairing. Will help round out our top 6 defensemen. Is that seriously what they're saying? His role is a depth defenseman. I guess he could come in, and if he does grow, I'd rather not take the bet. I think I'd rather just go after maybe the 28th pick. We actually don't have a second round pick, so I could go after, or just bet on them not being good next year. Maybe get their first next year, or they would be over in salary cap. That's right. Gotta find a team that can take on the salary. Can the Columbus? No, Columbus can't. I thought there was a team that could take on his salary. I don't. Is it the Sharks that can take on his salary? So I guess I'm gonna have to take somebody back. Trade with the Capitals just so they can't get Holtby back. That would be pretty savage. Let's go ahead and see if I can. Next year's first. That's a good amount of value there. I'd have to take on another probably $1.5 million as far as skaters. They don't really have any skaters that match the block. Maybe if I put Larson on there, that doesn't go through. That doesn't help all that much. Maybe they have a third line center that I could look to go after. Okay, so I mean, Kessler. Kessler's the kind of guy who's got the trade value for it. But as far as salary, they need to be about $1 million. Yeah, no, Kessler. That's really really bad. That's another bad contract. I don't think this is going to work. I'm not going to bore you guys with me trying to figure out the details here. I'm going to go find a trade that I can get to go through, or maybe try and get to go through, and I will let you guys know when I get that all set. Alright guys, so I did eventually find a trade, but it wasn't for Jordan Staal. I got rid of Derek Brassard and his $6.5 million deal, and his just lack of point production. It was terrible. And I decided to go ahead and get ourselves a good, young, offensive-minded defenseman who can really round out the top 6 instead of Roland McEwen. So I went ahead and got, I think it's Samuel Girard from the Colorado Avalanche, and I threw in a 4th there just to sweeten the deal for us. But now that gives us a lot more options, and down the center, I no longer need to look for that third line center because Jordan Staal will fill that role for us. Rask, can play that second line center. Bartzell does want to meet with me because he didn't really like the fact that I traded away Derek Brassard, but I mean, I signed him to expecting Brassard to be the number one center, but then the trade for Barzal made it so much easier to just get rid of him, and now we can have Rask as that number two center on $4 million, which I'm fine with. So it wasn't exactly what I wanted to do because this 4-year deal at $6 million I think was worse than Brassard's, but Stahl's actually a good two-way forward who did stuff for us. I say stuff because it was better than what Brassard did all season. So that was a bad signing, and it turns out that, so the team's still probably going to look pretty good without him, and now we went ahead and got ourselves Girard here, who is going to slot in very nicely down there on the bottom six. Hopefully he'll grow. I don't know if he's got a contract extension coming up. He doesn't. He's going to need one, but, we'll still have the Falk, Hamilton, Slavin and Fleury, and then Girard and DeHaan, kind of helping out that depth scoring while we're still waiting for Jake Bean here to jump as far as defensemen that need to be re-signed. Obviously, we're going to bring Falk back, but maybe in a year or two, we can let somebody go and keep Jake Bean up here and kind of keep the cycle going. Nobody else really seems to be a kind of guy that's going to jump, but it's way better than McEwen as our sixth defenseman there. So all that time passed, I was trying to trade Stahl to almost every team. I really did my best. I even said I'll give you Stahl for a fifth and some garbage contract, and they still didn't want it. So yeah, Stahl's pretty much going to be a Carolina Hurricane for all of eternity. So that's great. Maybe until the last end of his career. Maybe we can flip him for a seventh or something like that. But that's a great contract that I'm going to have to work around from here on out. But the good thing is, I think that it's going to put our team in a better position to maybe do something in free agency, and Lafreniere goes to the Winnipeg Jets. How did the Winnipeg Jets get number 2 overall? The Winnipeg Jets are such a good team. That's going to be very, very rough. So let's go ahead and go to our pick here, see who we can get. There goes Pajot. So like I said, I wanted the other one, James Gill. Was it James? I think it might have been James Gill. The American left-wing sniper, James Gill. Yeah, there we go. Scouts rank him 9th, so we are going to go ahead and take him. He is Oh my god. Whoo! Jeez, I almost just took Gill and completely overlooked a medium franchise goalie sitting here in the first round. My god, that is insane. We can get ourselves another franchise potential goalie. So, yes, please. I'm going to take Timothy Wall, exact medium franchise goaltender. Oh my good gracious. Plays like Carey Price. Yeah, sign me up for that one. Medium franchise goaltender coming to Carolina, as I almost just took James Gill because, it's James Gill. He's a left-wing top 6 forward. Why not take him? Why bother taking the goalie? Oh my god. I cannot believe I almost just passed on that. I am freaking out right now because I almost just took the top 6 forward. Thank God I saw franchise and I just had to check. But my God, guys, we just got ourselves a first-round franchise goaltender. And that's a lot better because now we have 2 franchise goaltenders and we have a lot of trade value that we can then use. I'm not going to keep 2 franchise goaltenders in the system, so I'm going to wait till the season starts and we'll see what we can do with maybe trading somebody away. We'll have to see. All right, Simon. Yeah. Oh my god, we just got a franchise goaltender. That is exciting stuff right there, guys. That is so exciting. I'm pretty happy with that. They labeled this guy a bust, so that's great. As far as other players, we don't really know much about anybody else. This guy's projected to go he's low top 6. I was going to say that's really late for a top 6 guy. It's 86th overall. Yeah, fringe starters, get out of here. We got ourselves enough goaltenders in this organization right now, but gee, that's insane. That I am freaking out. Scout rank. Let's sort by scout rank. Our scouts say Xavier Berard here is the number 1 guy. Central Scouting, they rank these 2 guys pretty closely. It's A+ competition. He only played 22 games. A+ competition. He only played 18 games. They think he's a sniper. They think this guy's a power forward. So we don't really know anything about Berard here from Denmark. I think I might take out of Norway Cullimore, just because we do know something about him. I know this guy is low elite, but I don't think he'll actually be low elite. We're going to take Weston Cullimore just because I think I'm going to trust my scouts here. Sim to our next pick. We do have another pick, Berard. Yeah, so I think we can also take that guy that was potentially low elite. Halvardson, was it? It might be Halvardson. Yes, it is. Oh, Gannon. Justin Gannon, because he's medium elite, not low elite. So I'm going to go ahead and take him. He's ranked 98th by our scouts, but we know he's a playmaker, so we have scouted him a decent amount. So we'll go ahead and do that. We won't know for a little while what his overall is. We've got an early pick here in the 4th round. Halvardson is still on the board. Wow, we have so many picks that are in close succession, so I'm pretty happy about that. We're not really losing out on anybody. Ludwig Halverson, or I could take they're low top 6. No, another goalie. Another potential goal. I'm going to take him. Marco Santavuri. We've got 2 bars of medium elite. I don't know what his potential is going to be, but I'm just going to stockpile all the goaltenders, just bring in all the goaltenders, and send them off to whoever wants to pay the highest price. So let's go ahead here, sort by our scout rankings, just get somebody that we've scouted. Low top 9. These guys are low top 6. That's really not all that great. There's Thomas Hagelin, the Swedish defenseman. You know what? I'm going to take him just because, I guess I'm going to take him just because I don't like my other options out there. If those guys are still there at the next pick here, which they might be, low top 9, high AHL top 2 defenseman. Not the type I want to score by scouting rank. NHL top 9 forward, low top 9, so he could become, a bottom 6 contributor for us, but we know he's low top 9 for a fact. So I would do a recap if I knew anything about anybody else. McLean here is low elite, so you know what? We're going to take Jamie McLean, just because we've got 1 bar of low elite, and there's no gems that I've found besides the first round goalie that I was about to pass up on. I'm sure some of you guys were about to punch through your computer screen or iPhone or tablet or whatever you guys are watching on, because that was so close to me just not taking that goaltender. If I would have taken the forward there would be a brief pause in the video. Let me just let you know. I would just cut out my raging, because you guys don't want to see that, right? You guys don't want to see me get all frustrated. Wait, time out. Lafreniere is being shopped around by the Jets. Could that be a home for Carson Hartigan? Also, I freaking love that guy's name. It's so great. But we got ourselves a guy who plays like Carey Price. Very happy with it. Fredrik Lenner, go ahead, come on in, out of Sweden. Yes, that is Sweden. I was going to say I feel so bad if I just called that Finland. But there we go. That is our NHL entry draft, and we get ourselves another franchise player. And I love Hartigan, but this goalie's name is Wall. This guy's freaking name is Wall. He's medium franchise. I cannot wait. Oh, this is exciting. Go to player morale, because there are some players that want to meet with me. Matthew Bartzell, you really made the less enjoyable place after trading Bartzell away. It was had no impact. Being traded is always a hassle, but I'll rebound. I always do. Welcome aboard. I was not affected either way. So I'd rather take not affected than ruining their morale. But we've got the re-sign phase coming up. Okay, we've got scouts that are expiring. So I'll go ahead and re-sign these guys. This guy, Larson. Oh, Larson's one of our better scouts. Offer him that contract. I don't know how scout contracts work. I'm just going to re-sign everybody for basically what they want. Oh, I got a lot more. Actually, wait. I'm going to wait till all these scouts. I re-sign all these guys. Because you got to get some bad scouts, too, because they're on the cheap. And Paradis here. Beautiful. Whoever found me that goaltender, you're about to get a pay raise, because that's insane. My God, I can't. Franchise goaltender, guys. Franchise goal. We'll simulate the preseason probably, and we'll get some of those guys back. Now we have $10 million in cap space this year. After really only $10 million of cap space this year, after I traded away the $6.5 million worth of Brassard. Really? Okay. I'll believe it, but oh man, we have $10 million to spend. Offer contract here. 6. I feel like 6 years is good. 6 years at $5 million. Does he want to? He does want an extension. Okay, so 6 years at how about $4.75? See if we can do that. It looks like we're probably going to... Oh, my goodness. Where did all of our cap space go? Like, I just traded away $6.5 million worth of cap space. We should have way more cap space than what we have. Mrazek and Darling, that's fine. Nedeljkovic, I could maybe trade away Scott Darling here too and sign Nedeljkovic to be the backup. I mean, he wants an extension. It'd be cheaper than Scott Darling, so I'm going to go look for a trade for Scott Darling to get rid of his $4 million and sign Nedeljkovic. Right, we can't trade anybody away. I'm just going to tender Nedeljkovic because I don't want to use any money on him until I... Okay, so this is actually going to be kind of tough. Qualify RFA. Beautiful. Medium franchise goaltender. This is so nice. 2 medium franchise goaltenders. We know for a fact they're medium franchise. Hopefully Wall's a higher overall than Hardigan, so I don't have to make that tough decision. But they're both medium franchise, which is fantastic. Let's go all expiring now. Falk, I did give him $475, right? And Girard here. Offer him a contract. 3. Oh, okay, so it does look like he's going to do pretty well. 3 years at 2.8, I think, maybe we can get that. And then after that, we'll see what I can do as far as everyone else. So we'll advance the day. Falk accepted. Girard accepted. That's great. And how much cap space do we have remaining? Oh, we still have $4 million in cap space. Okay, so I guess the number just didn't update. We still have 4.27 to go ahead and re-sign a guy like Wah, because I definitely want to bring him back for, let's not give him too long of a contract. I feel like the 3 years does he want to, yeah, he does want an extension. 3 years, $2 million, I feel is a good number for him. That would be perfect for like a bottom 6 center. Walmart here, offer him a contract. Oh, that's a great contract, my friend. You are a true brother, Walmart. And Connor Sherry does not want to come back, so we'd probably have to give him about like $3.5 million, which I'm not really looking to do. Zykov, okay, so now we're looking at some of the players. So if we go check out what are our forwards look like for next season, we got Bartzell, Stone, and Aho, Teravainen, Svechnikov, Rask, Stahl, Gauthier, and Wilson, and then maybe Walmark, Waugh, and McGinn. Okay, so some of these guys are not necessarily... Oh, Capo Caco could be coming up too, which would be really great to see. Offer a contract. Okay, so you know what? We'll just qualify these guys. I don't want to give them a contract, but I do think I want to keep them around. Connor Sherry, I don't think I can give him a contract just because of how much he wants. Brown, okay, so we'll bring some of these guys back. 2-way deal, beautiful. McKegg, yeah, no, you're medium bottom 6. I'm going to let you go. Lorentz, going to let him go. Just because he's not quite good enough for our standards, and nobody else down here. But, all right, cool. We're not too sure about anyone. Lutzer here is a exact low elite. That's pretty good. When did we draft this guy? 4th round last year? Fourth round? Yeah, this was the 2020 draft, I'm pretty sure, right? I can check by the goaltenders. Goalies here. Is it Timothy Wall? Timothy Wall, that's a great name. Yeah, this was the 2020 draft. So we'll find out what his overall is soon enough. And as far as defensive pairings, we'll have Falk, Hamilton, Slavin, Fleury, Girard, DeHaan, McEwen. Does McEwen want a one-way deal? No, he wants a two-way deal. That's beautiful. He can go play there in the AHL with Jake Bean. Carrick as well. Give him a two-way deal because I don't want him to count that much against our salary. And then how many players? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Westerlund would be 6. I think I'll give Allman that spot just to get him some playing time. Sign him to his rookie deal. We'll get rid of Lelgren here. Release him. Josephson is low elite. And Fora, I'm going to release him as well. We'll go to our forwards now. Actually, goalies. I do want to give a contract to Nedeljkovic instead of just qualifying him. 1 year at... Whoa, he's going to jump up. So I'm cool with 1 year at 1.25. That's a great contract for a backup goaltender who's got medium starter potential, might I add. So he's a role as a backup goalie. He could be that guy that, instead of Mrazek or Darling, takes the reins, while we're waiting for Hardigan or Wall. God, if we get another elite, if this guy turns out to be franchise or elite, I'm going to freak out because I apparently am just the GOAT at drafting goalies then. As far as other players that I had to re-sign, we're going to wait on Sherry and some of these other guys that I qualified to see if we can get these guys back. So the Scout, and the Scout. Okay, good. They did all three of them, except, and then Walmart, just called the frickin' Walmart. Walmart accepts his contract. So does Carrick, McEwen, Nedeljkovic. Good. Your offer was okay. So I did undercut him. That's right, just a little bit. So hopefully we still have a good amount of cap space to re-sign these guys. Oh yeah, $3.6 million. We should be fine to get a guy like Waugh back. I'll at least qualify him. You probably want a two-way deal, don't you? Yes, beautiful. So this is where the two-way deals start. Killinen, yeah, we'll bring back Killinen. Why not? I know he's not fantastic, but and then McKegg, just fill out the AHL roster. Gotta have a competitive Charlotte Checkers. So Waugh offer contract. How about 2.1? Every little bit helps. How about 4 years at 2.25? We'll see if he'll take the bait on that one. Maybe, maybe not, but we'll see. Yeah, we offered those guys contracts, and nobody else is expiring, even though it's lying to me saying those guys who are on one-year deals, they will be expiring after next year. And our other scout re-signed. McKegg, Stallman, Waugh, beautiful. So we got Waugh for longer and not that much more. Just $250,000, I think. So go to contracts. We now should have 2.3. Okay, yeah, that should be fine. I do want to trade away as soon as the window opens. I can trade away Scott Darling and his $4 million contract, which will give us about $6, maybe $7 million to go after somebody in free agency. Maybe, maybe I guess we would have to replace a guy like Sherry. If we go look at our contracts, if we build the first 12 skaters, Bartzel, Stone, Aho, that's first line, Teravine, and Svechnikov, Rest, that's second line. Third line is Stahl, Gauthier, Wilson. Fourth line is then Walmark, Waugh, and either Connolly, maybe actually, yeah, Connolly, or it actually could be Capo Caco too. So yeah, we got some options as far as depth. I really don't see the need for us to go out and spend and splash a lot of cash right away. But we can see who's out there, somebody who could come in and fill maybe what a Colin Wilson does for cheaper. But right, so I am going to sim to free agency because we are pretty much out of cap space to re-sign anybody that we have. I need to offer a qualifying offer to Callum Booth, a goaltender in our system here, apparently. Booth is... I have no clue anything about this dude. That is fantastic. This is why I love Fog of War. I don't even know what my own players look like. Back to contracts. We have nobody expiring. Carson Hardigan is not expiring. He's just unsigned for this year. He will expire next year. Looks like we have a lot of cap space next year, which will be hopefully used to bolster a deep run in the playoffs. For after this season, yeah, because we're going for it this season. And nobody else is expiring that I'm too afraid of letting go. Free agents, and I'm sorry, guys. I can't re-sign everybody. Proposed trade. Scott Darling. Who wants you? Yeah, he is the number one guy on the trade block, and I think for good reason. He's got almost no trade value, so we could maybe give him to a team that would need a goaltender. They need a backup goaltender pretty bad. The Anaheim Ducks do. So draft picks, second rounder, maybe they need him bad enough. Trade rejected. It's not sufficient at all. Okay, so you know what? We'll just go with a third round pick. I think I would be satisfied maybe with a third and a fourth. We'll do a 3 and a 4 for Scott Darling. Trade rejected. 4. We're willing to absorb the contract of Scott Darling. Great. What if we retained $500,000 on him this year? That's really nothing. Trade accepted. Beautiful. So $500,000 was enough to make the Anaheim GM say, yeah, we're good. We'll take that contract now. Not $4 million, but we'll take $3.5 million. That makes all the difference. All right. Well, if we go look at our contract situation, we do have retained salary, which puts us back down under $5 million in cap space, but I don't really think I was going to go after anybody with that much cap hit to begin with. Although, like I said, Braden Holtby is a free agent. I don't want to put all my eggs in the Braden Holtby basket because he's not out there. And, oh, yes, Braden Holtby is out there. I'm an idiot. There he is, and so is Corey Crawford. Now, Corey Crawford is 35. We know Holtby is freaking good. Holtby, oh man, do we go with Holtby and then he wants 7 years, whereas a guy like Crawford wants 2 years. He's 35. 2 years, $4 million. He would be elite. And then we could trade away. Okay. Corey Crawford would just kind of tie us over here. Offer him $4 million for 2 years. How about 4.25? 4.25 for 2 years. That's not that bad of a deal for a guy like Corey Crawford. He is 35. He's still exact elite, though. Or we'd like to think. I'm pretty sure he's exact elite still. How about a 1 year? A 1 year deal could be perfect for Corey Crawford. And then we can reassess next year after we see how he plays. A 1 year prove it deal. Gonna go ahead and offer it to him here. And then that means we could trade even a guy like Mrazek away. And that would give us so much more cap space. Although I guess I could have gone after Holtby. I just don't think the move to go all in on Braden Holtby, who's got 2 people interested. Now, I know some of you are saying Matt Murray. He's a restricted free agent, which means we would have to give up draft picks if he did end up accepting our offer. But the reason I went for Crawford over Holtby is because I know we've got goalies in the pipeline. We have 2 franchise goalies in the pipeline, so that's not an issue for me there. It's just the fact that we'd have to probably give him $9 million. Now, he's fantastic. He's a goalie that can steal us games. But I feel like Crawford is definitely an upgrade, a definite, like, #1 elite starter in the NHL. Maybe towards the back end of his career here. How did he do last year? Yeah, still at I guess, okay, maybe not a great year last year. Maybe he's on the decline. But you know what? I think we'll be fine. As far as forwards and skaters out there, Taylor Hall is available. Taylor Hall is available, my friends, but I don't have the cap space to kind of go after him, and nor do I think he would want to come to a team that just missed the playoffs for a couple straight years. We got about $5 million, so I'm gonna go ahead and simulate a few days here. If Holtby's still on the market, oh wow, okay, so Washington wants our third, Killinen, and a 7th for their third. I don't get that trade. What part of that deal makes sense for me? I'm giving up more assets to get the same. Okay, this one at least makes sense. I'm going up around. Still don't think that kind of little trade is what I want. July 4th and July 5th. Corey Crawford has accepted, so that's beautiful. And we have gained morale for signing Corey Crawford. As far as players still out there, Evgeny Dadonov, Barry is still available as a defenseman, although I think our defensemen are fine. I know I want to go after the top guys, but I just don't think it's worth it for us at this stage to just go all in on a couple players, because I don't think that's what we are as far as what we need. All right, so now we can trade away Peter Mrazek, because I'm fine with Nedeljkovic being our backup, because he's still got medium starter potential. He is also an 80. Yeah, he's an 80. And Peter Mrazek, buddy, I'm sorry, but you've got to go. Wow, is nobody looking for a goalie? Did Holtby go back to? Holtby didn't. Oh my, they've got to be looking. Come on, they have to be looking for a goaltender right now. I'm not going to trade one to them because they're in our division, and I ain't about that. But they have to be looking for a goaltender. They could use a solid backup. So you know what? Give me a pick. Give me a pick for Peter Mrazek, and in just a simple 3rd round pick, and he can be yours. Oh, Jesus, he's got a lot more trade value than I thought. Give me your 1st round pick. That's not gonna make sense. Give me a 2nd round pick. I would take a 2nd for Peter Mrazek. Give me a 2nd and we'll try a 3rd. 2nd and a 3rd for Peter Mrazek. Trade accepted. Beautiful. So we are loading up on draft picks, guys. And traded away a quality. We got to sign Corey Crawford. Just relax. There's going to be a lot of changing, a lot of shifting. Like I said, I'm going to make changes, and I felt like the back end is where we needed them. So now we do have enough cap space probably to go after maybe somebody else. We got $4.5 million. I could go after a guy like Mike Green for a year. Sami Vatanen could be a guy. He wants 5 years. Chris Kreider is we don't know. There's no way he's exact elite. He's a 2nd-line winger, which, well, if I think about it, we need more bottom-line wingers. But I don't want to just sign a bunch of bottom-line wingers just because. Michael Frolik. I know Frolik's actually... Wait, did we have Frolik for a second? I feel like we did. I felt like we had him for a little bit, and I didn't want to You know what? 3 million. I think I'm gonna give him just what he wants. There you go. 2 years, 1 year at 3.2. I don't want to give you multi-year deals, but just a 1 year deal to go in and play on that bottom 6 should be fine. I'm gonna hit Sim to next season. I will see you guys at the start of next season because he should pop up with an answer. We got a morale meeting first of all. Corey Crawford. I think joining the team as a free agent was the right move for my career. I had my eye on you for a while. He doesn't like the kids' gloves approach. All right. And, okay, these trades are so dumb. Michael Frolik accepts his offer. That's beautiful. And I will see you guys when we start editing the lines. And here we are, guys. It is the start of season number 3, the 2020-2021 season. And we shall see what our lines are looking at like. Bartzell maybe has grown. I don't know. Teuvo Teravain's going to go on that second line. We're going to keep Rask. Svechnikov looking nice there. Julian Gauthier, I know he's an 80, but we're going to let Frolik play there, at least for the start of the preseason. And I'm kind of okay with these lines. Scratch, we have Wallmark and Colin Wilson. I think I'd rather have Colin Wilson in there than Brett Connolly. Colin Wilson, beautiful. And there we go. As far as defenders, we've got Falk, Hamilton, Slavin, Fleury, Girard, DeHaan. In goal, we have Corey Crawford and Nedeljkovic. Hopefully Corey Crawford is that 87 that he claims he is. We did only give him a 1 year deal, so that does give us flexibility to go, different places in free agency if need be. In the AHL, Capo Caco is a 77. I think I am going to... Kuoken in here as well as a medium top 9. Looks like a 78. Not too sure what they are. Jake Bean still a 76. I wish there was a better way... Or I wish it would just show you what they were at the start of the season instead of losing information about them over the summer. But let's see. What is the team's... what do they list the team as? They list the team as a contender. So I will take that. I will take us being a contender. I will also maybe call up... you know what? No, I'm going to just simulate through preseason, see who we have and who is... not necessarily who we have, but... just what everyone's overall is. Hopefully it shows us something like that. We lose to the Blue Jackets, which isn't a great way to start our preseason because I would like to win almost all of these games. A 6-2 win there, 4-3 overtime loss to the Penguins. So 7-1 win. I know it's preseason, but still that's a big win. Mark Stone's recovered from a day-to-day injury because that's all you get in preseason. You don't actually have to worry about somebody getting... Wow! Are the Capitals really... what was their record? They went 0-7 in the preseason. We went 4-2-1. That is insane. That's right. They have no goaltender because Braden Holtby is gone. Edit lines. Hopefully we'll have been able to check out some of our own players a little bit more. Frolik now is an 82. Looks a lot better. Scratched. We still have Connolly. You know what? Connolly is making a little bit much money to be just a depth player, but he's listed as a depth forward. Wallmark is listed as a third line checking forward. And maybe I should put him in instead of Brock McGinn. Brock McGinn listed as a fourth line forward with medium top 6 potential, about to be aged out of growing. So I will go ahead and put Wallmark in there just because I do want him to get some ice time. Wallmark is a high top 9, high medium top 9. Good God. Defensively, we learned that Girard's an 86. We learned that Girard is an 86. He should be on our first line. I'm going to put him on the second line for now before I start hyping up that trade. But that was the Derek Brassard trade, and I really don't think that our center core got that much weaker. He went from an 84 to our 83 Victor Rask. We still have Matthew Bartzell. I'm pretty happy with this, especially if Girard is as good as he seems. He's got... the dude will never take a penalty. If the dude takes a penalty, it's a problem. He had 8 PIMs last year, 0 in that year. He puts up a good amount of points. He was a minus there on the Colorado Avalanche. Hopefully playing with Slavin, he can do just fine. But I don't want to start the season right now, but I would like to see how our players have grown because I feel like we've got a very solid core. Goalies, Corey Crawford, still haven't gained any information about him. I really would like to. I should probably check out the AHL players too to see what they are. In the AHL, let's see, DiGiuseppe Capocaco. I do want to know what Capocaco is because I don't want him playing in the minors if he's not supposed to be in the minors. But that's going to take a while because of this fog of war, which is quite annoying. I just wish I would know my own players. That's really all I want to know is my own players. I don't care if I don't know everybody else's players right away or off the bat. But anyway, guys, that was the offseason. I felt that was a very productive offseason. We did quite well. And, yeah, I can't believe I got another franchise goalie, guys. I can't believe it. Let's go ahead. Do we gain any information about him? Do we know his overall at all in the system? Wall is a 70 overall already. Medium franchise goaltender at the age of 19. Carson Hartigan is now officially trade bait. So, guys, Hartigan does not have to stay on the roster because he is already worse than Timothy Wall. Hartigan, who I believed was going to be our goaltender of the future, gets supplanted by the new guy, the new franchise goalie. Actually, Hartigan has more trade value just because we're, I guess, more certain on him. I don't know why he would have more trade value. Maybe I should wait wait a week or two so we can get the full story on Hartigan. Because, man, medium franchise to only have that much trade value, we're going to wait until we get a little bit more information on our own players. But still, guys, that was fantastic. We got some trade bait. We got a medium franchise player to go trade away. So you guys let me know where on the team you think I need to improve. And I'll go look for somebody of that stature that would maybe we could fetch for one of those medium franchise goaltenders. But, guys, Carolina has turned into the goaltending capital of the NHL, so we're going to go ahead and maybe make some more trades at the beginning of next season. But that one will be in the next video because I don't have any more time today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to leave a like if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you want to see some more. Turn on that bell so you get to know about these fantastic trades that are coming your way. And I will see you guys in the next one.